Hello and welcome to this week's edition of XRDoc Talk. This week I want to talk about custom environments and how to create an environment that fits the theme and the style of the material that you're trying to cover. So I want to go from this, which is an example hyperdoc for Space Explorer, where the students are going to learn about the planets in the solar system, etc. And I want to turn it into this, a 360 immersive environment that has a unique and custom built environment where each stage is going to represent information about the planets. I've quickly downloaded some information from Canva, added it in here, and then the students, when they're ready, can go to Venus and jump up to the next level and so on. So how would we build something such as this? In order to create this, you are going to have to leverage what is called the Tiles editor for Frame VR. So when you go to tiles.framevr.io, you are presented with this workspace. It's a 10 by 10 grid, and each of the components that are on the right-hand side can be dragged onto the grid and added to create a custom environment. There are several different styles. This original style is called classical. And when you click on the classical category name, you will notice that there are other styles such as standard and minimal. But what you will notice is that the options in terms of framed window, cubed wall, etc., they're the same no matter which style. It's just a matter of what color and theme that you're looking for. So the tiles map editor is very simple, drag and drop. You'll notice that if I wanted to create a rectangular room to get started, I'm going to click and drag out a number of straight wall sections, and then I'm going to drag on a number of right corner sections. Now, this right corner is in the wrong direction, wrong orientation. When you click on each one of them, you are presented with the gizmo editor. And if you are simply looking to rotate it on the axis, you click on the green circle and click it into the correct position that you would like. Notice also that as I am clicking and dragging on the tiles editor, I can change my viewpoint to give you a better sense of where you are. Now, this particular one I put in the wrong spot, and so in order to move it, you need to click on the arrows, which will allow you to move it either on the red axis, the green axis, or the blue axis. For right now, we'll stick with the red and the blue. Now, if I were to stop here, then I would have a rectangular room, but there would be no floor in the middle, so the user would not be able to walk around. So I'm going to click on the floor, and there I have a very basic closed rectangular room. I'm going to go ahead and save that by clicking save and giving it a name. And what that will do is it will add it to my frame custom tile map inventory that I can go and change once I've made all of the environments that I'm looking for. So I'm going to save that as no windows. Now I want to take out a section here and replace it with a window on each end. So I'm going to click on the tile, and then on my keyboard hit Command or Control X, and that will delete it. Now I can go back to the tiles map editor, find the component that has a window, put it in there. It's going to be the wrong orientation. That's fine. I can click on it, click on the green circle on the outskirts, and rotate it so that it fits into the spot the correct way. Do that on both sides. And again, I'm going to go ahead and do save and give it a unique name, because I want to show you when I get into Frame VR, I want to show you what the different experiences are for the users with these different environments, whether it's closed with windows. And then this last option is going to be to create a ceiling. Now, because we are starting off on the opening plane, you need to actually add this tile to an open space, and then now leverage the green arrow to lift it up on the Z-axis to get one layer above the rectangular room. Then I simply drag in enough tiles to cover the room, and that will result in it being a closed room with a ceiling and not being able to see the top. I don't really have a reason to do this yet. I'm kind of exploring and thinking out loud as I'm doing this. I'm going to give it a name so that I can distinguish what it is when I get into Frame VR, and then I'm going to be done with the tiles map editor. Okay, now I'm back in Frame, and I created a new frame, and I have a blank environment at the moment. So I'm going to click on the gear and go to change environment. And because I have uploaded several, you're going to see a very large library of environments. And here is my rectangular room. Now you'll notice that there's a problem, that I spawned into or entered the VR space outside of the rectangular room, and I cannot get to the inside in this current scenario. So what you need to do here is go to frame settings, go to general, and then turn on what is called flying mode, flying enabled. Now when I go back to the gear and I turn on flying mode, now I can go any direction, including going through the walls. So you can see there, I just turned on flying mode, I entered the room. Now I'm going to go to the creation options and click spawn spot. And spawn spot is the place where you're going to enter into the environment the next time I hit refresh to start this frame environment again. So give it a name, because often you will have multiple spawn spots, and you'll see here that it's there. It's right here in the middle of the room. When I click on edit, I'm going to make that the default spawn spot, again, because if there are multiple, then the system doesn't know where to put the user. And when I hit refresh and I click connect, now I am inside my rectangular room. Okay, there's a lot of reasons why you would want to do this. This could be the Ignite stage of your XRDoc, and this could be they need to figure out how to get out of the room, for example, or you're simply going to create an environment that is a rectangular room with images and videos and 3D models. So I'm just leveraging the flying mode here so that you can see what that environment looks like. Now, let's take a peek at what the difference would be if I were to change that from the basic rectangular room to the rectangular room with windows. So I'm going to go to change environment, search in my large library of the various custom environments that I've created. And now I have that rectangular room with the ability to look through the window. You can't walk through the window, but you can look through the window to get a sense of what is on the outside. Now, what I'll do is I will import and enable a 360-degree photo here in a second so that you will be able to see what the experience would be for the user to be able to click through the window and then see the environment on the outside. This is just a 360-degree photo that I had uploaded to this space as part of some other testing. But you can see here that would be the net results if you put a 360-degree photo around the environment. Then the last one will be the rectangular room with the roof, and now gives you a little bit better sense of, you get a peek at what is on the outside, maybe to get them to start thinking about it or to guess where they are or what it is that they're going to be doing as part of the Ignite stage of an XRDoc, for example. Let me do a quick change for that 360-degree photo to make it a little bit more thematic. I believe that I have a video here of that same 360-degree photo with a little bit more dramatic. There we go. So now we're in prehistoric times, and this is going to be my lesson plan or my experience around dinosaurs, and students go to the window and they're able to peek outside and they can get a sense that they are in a museum or in a lounge of a dinosaur theme park, for example. So that gives you a sense of how you would create a custom environment to fit the themes of your XR environment that you're trying to build. So let's talk a little bit about how I made that space environment. I started out by going to Skybox AI, put out by Blockade Labs, and I created a prompt. So this is a text to 360-degree photo app, and I went and I found the photo that fit the theme, and I downloaded that as a JPEG. Then when that was done, I went and opened up my custom planets tour environment that it has 9 different levels, and I went to the 360-degree photos to go and grab that picture that I had just created with Blockade Labs, upload that as the environment, and that gives you a really good sense of the theme that you are going to be creating for your XRDoc. There we go. Then it's probably best to get that 360-degree photo out of the way for the learning experience. So let's add some 3D models to begin to build out our planet's tour. So I'm going to go to the creation menu and go to 3D model. And I'm going to go and leverage the library from Sketchfab, which is integrated into the Frame VR toolset. As long as you have a free Sketchfab account, you can log in. And I'm going to search for Mercury. I know that it says Mars there, but you get the sense. You can search for your 3D model and import it into the frame environment. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, put the planet where I wanted it, go up to the second level using the flying mode, and create a spawn spot called Venus, and that will allow the students to go from the Mercury frame to the Venus frame. go to the 3D models, import a 3D model of Venus. And if I go back down to the Mercury frame and I add a text label that says Venus, go to the action editor over on the left-hand side, choose spot link, and then name that spot where the students are going to go up to Venus. Then this is what it looks like on the user end. They're there learning about Mercury and they're ready. They click on Venus and jump up to the next level. So there's a overview of how you can create a custom learning environment to give your XRDoc a little bit more of an immersive, embedded feeling. And if you'd like to learn more about this and other things that have to do with XRDoc, please go to my website, www.xrtoolsfored, where you will find a free starter course on how to understand what an XRDoc is and some of the introductions to the tool sets in Frame VR, as well as a community where we're sharing ideas and thoughts and where I post some free content there. Got a free newsletter, as well as you can go over to YouTube and, well, you're already on YouTube because you're watching this video. And if you are watching this video, I would be super pleased if you would consider subscribing. If you've made it all the way to here, then this must be of interest to you. Please go ahead and subscribe, and that would show me what content that you are interested in, as well as it will help out the channel. So thanks. Look for comments down below, ideas that you have around environments that you would like to build to bring a little bit more life and immersive engagement to your HyperDocs or your lesson plans. Thanks. See you next week.